Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you, fluff, wherever you may be. This is By Hook or By Needles, and I am Sam. And what do you do on your low sort of energy days? Not necessarily you've lost your Crojo or your Knit Joe or whatever you want to call Knit Joe, but what do you do when you want to crochet or you want to do something, but you just got no energy? I finished this, by the way. My own design. Very simple. Anyway, sorry, change subject. What I do is look for patterns. I probably have more patterns than I do yards of yarn. And that's saying something. I keep all my patterns on a little flash drive thingy, attached to a piece of wool tied to my table because I keep losing it. And when you're lost, you haven't got your little thing, you get a little bit upset. Anyway, so I thought what I'd do today is, and I'm going to do, there's going to be a series of these. I'm going to do knit and crochet, and I don't know where it will end or, anything like that. But I'm going to start with, what am I starting? Crochet. Crocheted blankets. I'm going to show you 10 crochet blankets that I have in my on my favorites in Ravelry. And I'm sticking to Ravelry, and all the links to the patterns will be in the description box. But I thought we'd go through them, and I can sort of tell you a little bit about each one and see if you are actually interested at all. So the first one I'm going to talk about is a mosaic, and it's created by someone called Astrid. Now, Astrid, I don't know if you know of her. Astrid Shandy. That's Schandy. She does really, really wonderful, colourful, mosaic blankets, that's the word. Yeah, I have to hit myself sometimes. It's brutal, but, Anyway, and the first one on my list that I have is this one. It is called 4 Seasons, for obvious reasons. You've got a cat looking out of a window, and on the tree is 4 seasons, and I think that's just beautiful. And she does beautiful colour work. I think you will agree. Now, you could change this up a little bit. You could change the colour of the cat to match your cat. You could possibly even add another cat, which is what I'm going to do, so that you've got both your cats in the picture, so to speak. Whoops, what have I done there? I've just pressed a button and done something. So this one, it was published or created in 2023 in February. It uses, and please don't be put off, 4 ply, which is fingering, I think, which is also 2 weight or something around there, yarn of any type. The maximum yardage here is 6,015 yards, or 5,500 meters. And I need to get my tape measure because she hasn't given me inches. She says it's between 1.25 meters, which is 49 inches. So that's one side. And the other is 1.5 meters, which is 59 inches. So yeah, 49 by 59 or 1.25 meters by 1.5 meters. Her patterns are in US dollars. My opinion, they are not cheap, but, big but, you do get what you pay for. They are usually, and I'm just going to check that this one is the same. It says, done in interlocking crochet. The pattern comes with information on the technique as well as photo tutorials on how to get started and how to do the color changes. There is extensive information on each color I used and how many grams, etc., meters of each. Now, I'm pretty sure her patterns usually come with a chart as well. And if you've got the chart, you can do it as a overlocking mosaic. I'm just seeing if it has. It doesn't say anything about having a chart, but no, it doesn't say anything at all about having a chart. Oh, sorry, yep, chart, filet crochet, photo tutorial, written pattern. So it does have a chart. So if you've got a chart and you are only an overlay crochet person, you can do it because the chart is just, well, you know, if you've done both interlocking and overlay, that the patterns are just basically the same. So that was the first one on my slide on my list. The next one I have is also one of Astrid's, and also I didn't tell you the price. Both the last one and this one are $12 US. That comes to about almost $20 Australian. So I really have to, but you do get a lot. You get your chart, you get your written pattern, you're getting a photo tutorial. Plus, with the chart, you can make it not just interlocking, but you can change it to overlay if that's what you want to do. You get all the details of all the colors and and how to change colors and everything. Well, my next one I like of hers is called the ABC blanket for obvious reasons. I really like this one for baby blanket, obviously. Or school-age kid. Young school-age children might enjoy this. Very bright and colourful. And it is beautiful. She does do... Excuse me, sorry, my leg. She does do beautiful work. Again, fingering, 4-ply, which is 2-weight. This one uses a little bit more yardage because it's, I think, bigger. Yes, it's a bit bigger. It uses up to 6,234 yards or 5,700 meters. And its size is 1.3 meters, which is going to be about 50 inches, I think, based on my last one. 1.3 meters is 51 inches by 1.7 meters. They are big blankets too. 1.7. Hang on, back a bit. Which is 1.7, which is 67 inches. So yeah, a very large blanket, really good sized blanket. You could use that for throwing onto a single bed easily, and it would drape over the side lovely and everything else. That one is also $12, but again it comes with the chart, full instructions, instructions for left-handers as well. She's saying each letter takes about just 20 grams of yarn. So if you're one of those people who gets the advent calendars, you know, and you've got all these little minis of advent calendars, this is ideal for you. You could use, how many letters are in the alphabet? Is it 24, 26? I always forget. Whatever. You could use that many mini skeins of yarn to make that blanket, and I don't think anyone's going to be disappointed when they see that. So that's a good one for using up scraps as well. You know, just 20 meters is all you need. 20 grams is all you need. And that's obviously a 4-ply, which is a 2-weight or fingering yarn, or sock weight yarn, whatever you want to call it. Once again, really, really lovely for using your scraps and your advent calendars. I think that would be absolutely ideal. My next one, not really one that I like, to be perfectly honest, but then it's not always about me and what I like. Sometimes I like to put things out there for people who might want to try something a bit different, who might like this sort of thing. So this one is called CUPIDON. So this is obviously a good Valentine's Day one, or even a wedding gift maybe, if you wanted to, really go all out with the hearts and everything. It is done in Aran weight, which is 10-ply or 4-weight. 4-weight, yes. Aran 4-weight 10-ply. It is done with it uses 4,000 yards or 3,658 meters. Obviously, they're just approximates. That's the maximums. There are minimums to those. I'm just giving you the maximum amounts. The pattern is just $10 in US. And it was a CAL, C-A-L. The pattern comes with mosaic charts. Now, when it says mosaic charts, I'm thinking it must mean both fillet and interlocking, sorry. But even if it's not, they're very easy to follow anyway. Written instructions, photo and video tutorials for special techniques and tricky parts. Bonus charts are inside the pattern. It doesn't say what the bonus charts are. I don't know, maybe it's lettering so you can put someone's name on. But it's $10 US. It is done in the Aran weight. And what else should I say about it? I'm just making sure that I've given you... size. 50, and this one's in inches. 50 inches by 70 inches, which is... Oh gosh, my eyes. 50 inches is... Is that 127? 127 centimeters by 70 inches. So this is another big one. She does, these are quite large blankets. 70 inches is almost 180 centimeters. So this is even bigger than the last one because it's done probably in the Aran weight, so it's going to come out larger. This is done by Viovox Ravelry store. VIO space VIEUX. Viovox. Links in the description anyway if you're interested in this one. It is one that I have got in my favorites. I'm not sure. I find it a very busy one. I don't like the really busy ones, but I think I possibly might take one panel of that, one strip, say, and have that sort of spaced with just blank in between or something, but I don't think I'd necessarily go the whole way. Now, this one is called Something Different, and it is really something different. This is it in purple. And it is created by Ineka Moyengend. Oh, the name's on this. At the bottom. Anyway, I apologize. She is actually a mod for Helen Shrimpton, who does crystals and crochet, who does all the, a big CAL every year, which is free with a full video tutorial. I'm actually thinking of doing a make-along based on whatever she's going to do for this September's make-along, crochet-along. But anyway, Ineka? Inek? Whatever. Sorry. She's got a few patterns. I like this one because of the edges. The edges are quite a bit different, which is, what the name is all about, something different. This was published in May of 2020. It is in 8-ply, which is DK, which is also 3-weight. The yardage is 4,374. The meters is 4,000. And it says size is available 10, 20, 40, 50, 60 or 80 inch. I'm assuming, no, I'm not going to assume. I'm assuming that the 80, 60, 50, 40, 20 and 10 is a square measurement, so you could go as high as 80 by 80 inches, which if I remember rightly, is 1.7 meters by 1.7 meters. I'm guessing 10 inches? Size is available, 10 inches. Why would you make a blanket that's only that wide? I'm not going to question it. I'm imagining that a lot of that's got to do with perhaps what yarns you use, maybe, or where you finish, whichever round you actually finish on. It is worked in the round, in one piece. There's a photo tutorial included in it. It's square, it's textured, and there's a written pattern. She's used 4 colors. Obviously, you're not limited to just 4 colors. You could use more or less. And if you want to make the 80 by 85 inch blanket, you will need approximately twice the amount of yarn, she tells you. Oh, okay, I see what she's done. I can't show you that picture because I haven't got it written down, downloaded. What she looks to have done is taken the very center square or circle. She's taken the very center circle, and between the edge of the square blanket, before you get to the wavy edge, she's put a row of squares all the way around the blanket, and I'm imagining that that's what gives it the extra width. Okay, the size of the pattern shown in the pattern, so this picture, the size of this one is 60 inches by 60 inches, or 150 centimeters by 150 centimeters. So that's good to know. Okay, or you can, and this is where the 10 inch comes from, or you can use the 10 inch squares, which are presumably the centerpiece, to make a blanket. So that's what that's all about. It has a photo tutorial and written PDF. The video is using US terms, so it's in US terms. A PDF to download. She uses Stylecraft Special DK, both in NECA and Helen from Crystals and Crochet use special Stylecraft Special DK. Knew I'd get it out in the end, which is sold from the Wool Warehouse. And the Wool Warehouse usually do kits for Helen Shrimpton's patterns. I don't know if there's a kit for this though, but this is just €6.25 for Australian dollars. That's about 11 Australian dollars. So it's quite a bit cheaper than the ones I have previously mentioned because it's not mosaic or very intricate in that way. Okay. Oh, this next one was also a CAL at some point. Now, I don't know if any of you know Tina Thorunditor Dottier. Yeah. You can see the lady pictured there. She does some beautiful stuff too. She does some really lovely patterns. This is called Fiesta. It was a CAL, C-A-L. I say that because I know I say CAL funny and people laugh at me. It's called Fiesta. It is in fingering weight, which is a 4-ply, which is a 2-weight or sock yarn. It is worked in the round, so each of your squares is worked in the round. It's a mosaic, so it's mosaic worked in the round. Photo tutorial. It has post stitches, video tutorial, and a written pattern. You can buy it either from her own website or from Ravelry. It was done, like I say, as a tutorial. This is another one that probably would be good for scraps and even okay for the people in the US at the moment where it is summer to do, because you're only working on small pieces. So, you know, if you enjoy working on small things during the summer in the US, you might find this really ideal, and then you can just sort of, when the colder weather starts coming, you can lay it all out to decide which way you want it to be put together, and away you go. You know, you just put it, crochet it together, which is what I would normally do. I'd crochet it together. $10.50 US is the total, which is about 16 Australian dollars. Yardage. She doesn't give yardage. Why does she not give yardage? Most likely because it's bits and pieces. Okay, for more info on the yarn stats of how much yarn you will need for your Fiesta blanket in various sizes, because there are 4 sizes included in this, it says please visit my linked website. And have I got her linked website on here? Yes, so I'll put that in the description box as well, in case you want to go and actually have a look and see how much. But from memory, her blankets usually use, I think, around about, I'm going to say 6,000 meters total. But, no one hold my feet to the fire on that one, because I'm not going to say definitely. Okay, the next one I thought was a cute one for Halloween. It is created by Marissa Tetmeyer, a name I can say. Marissa Tetmeyer has created this. great one for Halloween. Again, yes, it's another mosaic. It comes with a chart as well as the written pattern. Once again, there are no sizes. Okay, no, oh, hang on. 54 inches by 67 inches in a worsted weight. So, gone too far. So we're looking at 1.27 centimeters by 1.7 centimeters. That is the my cats love that noise. I'm surprised it hasn't woken them up and got them coming to me. So 54 by 67 inches in worsted weight. So it is obviously in worsted weight, although it doesn't say that anywhere else that I can see. Doesn't tell you. You can purchase yarn packs. There are links to the yarn packs. I won't bother putting them in because you can go to the pattern and then scroll down and find them for yourself. It's 200 stitches wide by 251 rows. I like that she's put that in there, because sometimes I think we sometimes as crocheters and knitters we think more in stitches and rows than we do centimeters and all the rest of it. So, it does tell me yards. 2018 yards of worsted weight for colour A, and 1593 yards of colour B. And she tells you it starts with the darker yarn colour. So basically your background colour, which most of them do tend to do. It is $9 US, which is approximately 14.31 Australian dollars. Not too bad again. In the information box, I thought I'd throw that one in there, and I think there might be another Halloweeny type one, because I thought I'd throw a few holiday ones in there. Because we have got obviously holidays coming up. Now the next one I really liked. It is so reasonably priced, especially for me as an Australian when it's converted from US dollars. Most of them are just blow my mind. I think really. I had one pattern that after converting it wanted me to pay 65 Australian dollars, and the yarn for the project was only going to cost me, I think it was 85 Australian dollars. So you work that one out. Yes, there was a lot of detail in the pattern, but no, I passed on that one. I thought, this is ridiculous. I'm all for designers getting their full worth. But when someone's asking me for 60 to 65 Australian dollars, no. Nowhere should a pattern cost as much, or almost as much, as the yarn for the pattern. That just shouldn't happen. But that's just my personal opinion. Anyway, let's get back onto this one. This one, whoops, where did I send it to? Oh dear. I've just sent it to someone. I don't know where I've sent it to, but there you go. On the Ravelry page, there are a lot of pictures of different colours that are used. This is a really plain one with just touches of colour. Some of them are a lot brighter, a bigger mix of colours. So it's another one that you could probably use for leftovers, not necessarily scraps, but leftover pieces of yarn. It is just $4 US, which for me is like $6.36, which is really doable. we all have to be very mindful of what we spend, especially on patterns. It is done in DK, which is an 8-ply or a 3-weight yarn. It is 1.6 meters by 1.6 meters, which is 65 inches by 65 inches. You've got a photo tutorial, video tutorial, and a written pattern. It's worked from the center out, and it is called Karoo, Karoo, Vintage Blanket, and it is by the Floral Hook. I like that name. The Floral Hook, very pretty. And if you go, it's worth going to the Ravelry page on this one just to look at how vastly different it looks in different colors. It's just amazing. I love that about, more so crochet than knitting, but I love that about crochet, that, different colors or the number of colors you add to something completely changes the project. Okay, so we got a Halloweeny one. So I thought I'd chuck in, and I know haven't got autumn coming up for a little while in the US, but we've just had autumn, and I do love autumn, and I love autumn colors. So when I saw this one, I thought, why not? I'm going to pop this on my little list as well. Now, this one is called, whoops, I better change pages. This one's called Oakley, yep, by Bethany Wadsworth. Oh, I love a name I can say. So, Bethany Wadsworth, and there she is, I presume, the proud owner and creator. And I just love it. It's got, it's got your oak leaves down the bottom with little oak, what do they call those things? Acorns, bare trees, and that just seems to be repeated in separate colors, in different colors. And I think that's just really lovely. And you can see how big that is. It is 5,000 yards of yarn, or 4,572 meters. It says under sizes she's put varies. So I'm assuming she's putting that for safety's sake, because she's also got here yarn weight, any gauge, design your own. Any gauge, designed for any gauge. So it's what she's saying there is, choose your yarns. It doesn't matter if it's fingering, DK, 4-weight. It doesn't matter what you choose. Just select the right size hook and just go for it, and you'll get a good pattern out there. There are 5 charts included with it. There are 2 variations of the oak leaf and 2 variations of the acorns and the tree. So you've got that. Looks like someone's made a lovely bag as well. If you go to the Ravelry page with the acorns on the bag. And it says there the blankets pictured were made using 6 repeats. So once again, I guess if you want it longer, you add more repeats, or wider, you add more repeats. So she's really giving you a free range here to do what you want to do with it, which I love. I love it. I think she used a pound of love by the looks of things in hers. Yeah, which is a 10-weight, but that's what she used, I think. That's what I think it's saying. But this one, again, is a nice, reasonable price for both US and for myself. It's $6 US dollars, which is under $10 Australian. Generally speaking, if I look at a pattern and it's going to cost me more than $15, I really look at what I'm getting for my money, and if I don't think it's worth the cost, then I won't buy it. But you're getting your charts, it's mosaic, and it is very versatile, because it's, I presume you get the 5 charts, so you're getting it's just going to be the striped panels, so you can mix and match, you can extend them, shorten them, you can do whatever you want. You can make scarves out of just one design. whatever you wanted. So, you know, I'm happy with that. That is a really good price as well. Okay, second last one. Now this one I was going to do when it came out in 2022. Could not for the life of me get a hold of the kits. And there were kits, and I'm not sure whether the kits would still be available. But what I decided to do was check out what the colors were, then go and try and buy the yarn separately. But even doing it that way, I still couldn't get hold of the yarn. It's almost as if once she released this pattern, everybody went and bought the white or the cream or whatever it was, and there was just none left. They were out of stock everywhere I looked. But it is a fantastic, fantastic. Now, I would say this one is more a Day of the Dead. I think, is it Day of the Dead? So it's a sugar skull, and it is made with scapiers, whirl and scapiers whirlette. Both of them were used. They're fingering or 4-ply sock weight yarns, and you needed a whopping 7,655 yards or 7,000 meters. And the blanket came out to be 110 centimeters by 155 centimeters. I've lost my measure. Okay. I'll only do the 110. I'll do the widest measurement rather than doing both because it takes a while. 155, 150, that's 160, that's 140, that's 150. Okay, so we're looking at 60 inches, 61 inches, thereabouts. Is the longer end of that one. Once again, it comes in, there are kits available, but it's bottom up, it's charted, it's mosaic, one piece, there's a photo tutorial, there's a written pattern, it was a CAL, C-A-L. It's created by MHL Crochet Designs, which is the Facebook group. That's MHL, not MDL. He's our tapestry king. He is not our mosaic god. And so her name is Mette Hesselbjerg. People shouldn't give me these names to say, but MDL Crochet Designs is, and she's got a Facebook group. Now, see, this is another one that really made me question whether I wanted to buy it, because it was 85 Danish kroner. Now, 85 Danish kroner in Australian dollars was 21 Australian dollars. So that's going really out of my price range, or what I would normally find acceptable to pay for a pattern, especially considering the yarn was also very expensive, but it wasn't as bad as having to pay $65 Australian for a pattern when the yarn was only 85. So I put it on the back burner because I couldn't get, had I got the been able to get the yarn at the time, I would have done it, but because I didn't, I put it in my favorites and it sort of left there. Okay, finally the last one. Yes, it's another seasonal one, and this one is called 'Tis the Season. So once again, this is just worked in horizontal panels, which you obviously just keep going with, so it's all done in one piece. It's charted filet crochet, which means interlocking mosaic, but it also says mosaic, and it's reversible. It's reversible. So if you do, I think it's interlocking that ends up being automatically reversible. But there will be instructions. If you follow the instructions, it will be reversible if you want it to be. So let's have a look and see. It's 1,500 to 1,600 yards of each color. Well, there's only 2 colors in that. So that's 3,000 yards, which is about 3,300 meters. Yeah, I think so. Yep. If you here we go. Yep, mosaic. So it's got that's if you're doing the interlocking fillet. Okay, that's if you're doing interlocking mosaic. It's 1,600 yards. If you're doing the overlay mosaic, it's 1,600 yards for color 1 and 1,800 yards for color 2. And then it's also got solid mosaic overlay. That's the one where you go back and forth in the same color. The approximate size of the throw is 47 inches by 55. 55 what was that? Was that I've lost it. I can't remember. But anyway, go and have a look. There is a Facebook group linked to this, and you can go and you can have a look at all her other brilliant patterns. Oh, hang on. No, that's the woman. Oh, no, this is a new woman. Sorry. Yes, of course. Lucille Schubert. Now, she created this, and it is, as I say, brilliant. And she does a lot as well. She does a lot. And not trying to downplay what she does, because I think anyone who designs mosaic is wonderful. She does some really simple mosaics to follow. You know, they're not going to really be overly complicated, and they're really easy patterns to follow. Like I say, that's not to downplay what she does, because some of her stuff is much more intricate. I've done a few of her patterns. She has a baby panda bear that you might like to do, baby lion. The one I did was called My Mother's Garden, and it was flowers. Yeah, I haven't learned how to do interlock yet, but I should. Okay, the cost, 10 Canadian dollars, which works out to be $11.70 Australian cents. So those are 10 blankets from my Ravelry favorites list, crochet favorite list blankets. And I hope you've enjoyed looking at them, and I hope you do go and have a look at all the information, because I probably have left stuff out in some of them, so you can go and have a look. Worsted weight, this one was done worsted weight, 10 ply, 4 weight. And go and have a look at these people, because often it'll say, right, this one's called 'Tis the Season, and then it'll say buy, and the name is usually a link. Go to that link, hit that link, and that'll take you to the designer's Ravelry store, and you will see so many other beautiful creations that each and every one of these designers do. I could have filled this up with 10 Astrid ones, for example, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to give a bit of variety, so that's why I did it the way I have done it. I'm hoping there is a little something there for everybody. Thank you for enduring this longish video again, but I really do hope you enjoy what you find, and everything's in the description box, all the links. Till next time, bye for now.